Hey YouTube, what goes on? And welcome back to Disavowed Action Figures, coming from the confines of our lovely hotel room here in Warminster, Pennsylvania. I'm not going to tell you where, undisclosed location. You probably already know.
It's the Fuge.
It's the Fuge. We are here at Zolocon 2024. I'm here with my buddy SixPacksAndKnickKnacks. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, bub?
So we had a great day today at Zolocon 2024. We're here on the very late night-esque looking couch. Vince, not Vince McMahon.
No. We're not casting anything.
He's not here. No. It'd be what's the guy?
Hey-o. What's his nuts? I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
that guy.
That guy. Yeah. Hey-o. Yeah. So we basically have just a hangout live stream going tonight. Talk about the show today, our impressions of it, some people we saw. Got some things up above us over here that we either bought there or we were given there or whatever.
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. There it is. Ed McMahon. We got it. Thank you. So again, I don't know what the quality is going to be like.
It'll be quality.
We're running 2 devices, no microphones. You know, we're just kind of we rearranged the whole entire hotel room here to kind of get around this. We went until AEW was off the air, so we're an AEW fan. You got to watch AEW. But yeah, let's talk about the show, hang out, see who's here in the chat, and have a good time. We'll probably go like what we usually do, like 45 minutes or so, depending.
Sounds good.
I don't really have like an agenda. We're just going to kind of hang out, have some fun. So Six Packs and I tend to kind of do these when we go on the road to shows. So we thought, what the hell? It's rare we go live together, right?
Got to catch up, have some fun, and enjoy the time we have together here after a great time at the Fuge.
Exactly. So let's acknowledge the chat and see who's here first. Acknowledge the chat and see who's here, and then we'll kind of get into talking about the show. The great RG. The G stands for great. Put out an amazing video last night ahead of time. Got there for preview night here at Zolo. You actually could get a VIP pass and come in on Friday evening as the vendors were setting up. Art did that. And I believe he'll also be here tomorrow. So let's see him tomorrow because we are here for technically day 3. I call this day 1 of Zolo. It's technically day 2 or 1.5. I don't know. So we'll see Art tomorrow. A lot of RG love today.
Tons. Everybody had fine things to say. Like, have you seen RG yet? I said I have not, but we know he'll be here tomorrow.
We're not exaggerating. We're being truthful. That's
no joke.
Multiple people. Where's Art? We were behind people in line. Friends are behind Art. Where's Art? Is he going to be here?
It's almost like you have a direct line to contact him for some reason. You know,
exactly.
You know.
Exactly. We do have Eric living good here. How you doing, Eric? Thanks for stopping by, man. Can't wait, but I'll be listening while I fight with my 3D printer. I hope you're ready to fight.
Give it help.
David R. How are you, David? What's going on, man? Four Feathers is here. Four Feathers.
What's up, Four?
Man. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Four Feathers, I did not see any blobs there today. At least not the current one. I saw the old school, like, 5-inch wave. Four Feathers saying hello. James, a.k.a. Radface44 in the house. How you doing, James? What's up, buddy? Everybody's talking in the chat. Chad is here. What's going on, Chad? How are you, buddy? What's up, man? I think we're almost caught up here. I think we got caught up to saying hello to everybody. So let's take some time to talk about the show. As we said earlier, Six Packs. We've been here before to Zolo, each of us together on different occasions.
Many times, yep.
What was your impression here from today's show?
Parking. It used to be ample. Today, not so much. There was a huge crowd here. From what I was told, I came about 45 minutes after the rope drop before folks could get in for 10 a.m. And everyone said right at that point in time, it was just slammed immediately. It was very impressionable when you pulled in. To find a spot, it took you some time. You had to pack your patience, but once you got inside, just like every year, it's very, very well worth it. So many vendors and friends. It was just a really good time. Yeah, I completely agree. If you've come to Zolocon before, they have that initial parking lot behind the school, which is a big parking lot. It's a big lot. But then as Six Packs had said, we had to venture even well beyond that into the land of the goose poop. So a lot of geese kind of nest or hang out, whatever the word to be. I'm not a friggin' zoologist. Migrate north and south. They parked right in that one area. And it was
bad birds. But
they did not replace their divots.
They did not. But they took quite a few poos all through the parking lot to the point it's on our cars.
Lots of bogeys.
You have to really watch for the landmines when you're walking across the yard to get there. So we started the day, A Tizzle and I parked literally in almost the last spot in that extended parking lot. And then by the end of the day, there was like no cars left because honestly, it emptied out big time by like 3 o'clock.
They did. They did. As the day progressed on, things started to lighten up inside, which for a lot of folks that were there all day really gave them a time to take a breather and walk around and see a lot of the vendors and items that you'd hoped to look at earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So it was early in the days, we said very busy, which is good, you know. Almost frustrating, but good for the show, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the point. You want a lot of people come to these shows, or else it's not going to happen. But again, we went and got some lunch by the time we came back. So obviously, I did a toy hunt video there. I mentioned in the toy hunt that, you know, if you're not in a hurry to get here, if you're not in a hurry to like look for the best possible deal or get the best of the pickings, you know, come later in the day, that second half. You can get just as much accomplished if you come for the last 3 hours as if you go for the first 3 hours and then stay the next 3 hours.
Yeah, you're in a lot of foot and personal traffic with folks, and everyone's digging through a lot of the Lucy bins on the floor, and even, you know, admiring some of the things that are on display. And it really packs up with a lot of folks. So like I said before, you pack your patience, but as the afternoon progresses, there's so much more opportunity and time for activities.
Yes.
So lots of activities.
I would add this, and I was definitely guilty of this today. When you're at a show that is busy like that, try not to stop in the middle of the show floor to talk. I did it. It happens to everybody, get in a conversation or whatever. Try to step off to the side if you can, because I know a few times things got very bottlenecked and very hard to navigate because there were so many people just standing in the center. And if you haven't been to the Fuge before, the location that it's at, starting from the beginning here, it's a former Navy facility that they basically use to train NASA astronauts. Very cool ambiance, very cool room to be in. And it's in a circular pattern. And you only have so much space because the vendors are on the left and the right, and you have a very narrow path in some areas to walk. So if you do block that, and again, you want to talk to people, I get it, but try to do it off to the sides where you can without blocking vendors.
Yep.
But it can really cause some problems for the traffic flow when it's busy. But again, later in the day, there weren't any problems.
No, and they maintain ADA compliance. So if you have to use a wheelchair or anything like that, it's wide enough and it makes you at least comfortable enough to be able to traverse through all the different vendors and tables. So yeah, absolutely.
One other surprise was when I first got there to go to the bathroom, so I'm an old person, after the bathrooms I get there now, and I'm walking back and there's literally a booth selling toys right outside the men's bathroom. Evidently, they really packed the show
capacity.
floor. Yes.
At capacity plus.
To the point where some people got almost bumped to not being allowed to be there. I know D. Blake got moved. He had to really kind of force his table in an area that was there. So it's great there were a lot of vendors, but again, they really packed that place. They basically have the main floor where you walk in. Down in the basement, they do have like a tattooing thing going on now.
Yeah, they had active exhibits for tattooing. You have the brewery right next door, Tranquility. So not just on the floor and upstairs, but you also have other side rooms that they used all the capacity of the building.
Yeah.
So today it was full house.
Yeah, it really was. And again, that's a good thing. So you have a lot more to look at, a lot of things to get around and do or whatever. Six Packs had mentioned they do have Tranquility, the bar that's essentially attached to it. Restaurant, good food, a little overpriced, but it was good. Good, decent adult beverages that were there. And I'd also say it's a family atmosphere. A lot of kids in there too. You know, it's not like you're going to a bar room where you're scared to take your kids. Very friendly to families that were there as well. And then they do have the upper section of Zolocon, pardon me, where they do have another little bar there selling adult beverages and some other booths and things upstairs. So they maximize their space.
Yeah, they make the best of what they have. And again, seeing just how many folks were there today. I'm sure for them, they're very pleased with how the results were with both customers and their vendors.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it was a lot of fun as always. We'll kind of go through more about it in detail here as we go through. So I guess I would say Six Packs, what are some of the cooler things you remember seeing there that might have been unique or something that caught your eye, right away?
Well, unique is a very, let's call it a term I perhaps would use for this. There was a set of 4 Simpson figures. I believe they're handcrafted. I just posted it up on my Instagram earlier at SixPacksAndKnickKnacks. I don't know whether it was voodoo. I don't know whether it was just a first try at something. It was insane. A little frightening. I don't know whether you're supposed to pose it or praise it. It was crazy. But these 4 figures just looked gruesome, frightening, apocalyptic, if you will. When you talk about something that catches your eye, you're going to find something like that here at Zolocon. Uniquely enough, I won't say I'll take those home with me, but there's plenty of things that for anyone, you'll find something really nice that you'll enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the best things about the show, how eclectic it is. You have a lot of private dealers who are selling maybe some things from their own collection. They actually have a store they might be selling from. But then, of course, you do have people who have bigger companies that were here. So the big one that typically people associate here with Zolocon is Mythic Legions, the Four Horsemen. So the Four Horsemen Studios was here as always, bringing a great crowd.
Same spot. So they've created that consistency and kind of that mental note when you walk in. You walk right through the door and you'll see Mythic Legions right there.
Yep, and we probably got there, I don't know what time we got there, probably around like 10:30-ish or so. So we were there after the first opening rush. So this show, basically, the way it works is everybody gets there and gets right in line for Mythic Legions to get whatever they can from them. And it's daunting. It's a long line a lot of times. By the time we got there, the line had whittled down. People had gotten what they really came for. We're kind of just shopping on places.
24 of them, if you will. Someone got 24. I heard. Yeah, they stocked up. They're ready to rock. Huh?
That's the story we were told today for sure. And then you also had another major private company there, which was Valleyverse. Bobby Valley was there with Action Force for the first time. They had a booth up, if you've been there before, to put it in perspective, or if you're coming tomorrow, the upstairs, the flight deck area, whatever they call it, where NECA traditionally is.
Yeah, the old NECA spot.
Yeah, where NECA usually is upstairs to your right is where the Valleyverse Action Force section was. With Bobby Valley, he was there in attendance, as well as Articulated Ninja, friend of the channel. He was there helping out at the Valleyverse booth, as he tends to do. So very cool getting to talk to him. They did have the Vanguard on display if you're a big Action Force Valleyverse collector. The Vanguard being their big armored vehicle. Pretty cool what they're doing with that. So that was there on display at a pretty cool dio. I think they had two on display in different colors, if I recall correctly.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, so they had a lot of figures for sale there as well. So that was nice that they were also there. And a lot of other independent toy dealers are there as well. Or toy companies are there as well. So again, check out the website. They do have a list of the vendors that are there. I do suggest watching Art G's video. He did a great job at the pre-show of going through and interviewing different vendors, talking about what they had there, that they're going to have for the rest of the weekend, their stock and things like that. So just a lot of cool stuff in that room.
The entire room, I mean, on every level, again, you're going to find things, whether, it brings you back to your childhood, something you're trying to, gain again from the 80s and 90s, even up to something that's so modern, that's, fresh off the presses. There's something here for everyone, ages 8 to 80. You will find something that you like and you'll be able to take home.
That's awesome. Four Feathers just asked us a question. He said, I ordered some stuff today online. Did you order anything Disavowed? Same question to those in the chat. I did not order anything online today. I know that a lot of the figures that they did have there today to buy at the booth, they did say, also in Art's video, that they would have available online as well. I've really kind of walked back. I'm kind of sticking to Figure Obscura. Usually whenever year I come here, I do buy a Mythic. But it's just shelf space. I talk a lot about it here on my channel. If you're a regular viewer, you know that. Yeah, I did not pick up any Mythics, nor do I intend to tomorrow. In fact, A-Tizzle was in charge of enforcing that rule to make sure which is ironic because other years she's trying to load me up with them. So anything else for you Mythic-wise today, Six-Pack?
I was hoping to see some more Obscura figures. Big fan of the Krampus, Father Christmas, but I didn't see any there. So either they went very quickly as soon as the doors open, or they just didn't have them there with them today. But that's typically my line when it comes to what I collect from them, just because of the seasonality associated with it.
Yeah, another cool booth to mention too is Eternia Dreams. I've seen them at many shows down your direction. We've seen them at the
Hershey
show.
Toys at Made Us Expo. Yeah,
Toys of Ages, all sorts of places. So they go to a lot of shows. Obviously, their YouTube channel's doing great. They really do a great job of filming all the shows they go to, and obviously they have a main location, a brick and mortar store as well. So that was cool seeing them there. They were actually doing their thing, filming for their YouTube channel at their booth. Really, for retro stuff, this is a very strong retro con. You will find new modern age figures, of course. You find basically everything. Again, a lot of horror figures are there today, we noticed, as you mentioned earlier, Six-Packs. But Eternia Dreams, holy smokes. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Some of the stuff, the play sets that they had were just friggin' insane. They had a Hiss tank there for sale. I think for like 600 is what they're asking.
Yep, on the top shelf. Yep.
All sorts of Ninja Turtles play sets and things that were retro. Some of the newer NECA stuff was there on display for the Turtles. But Eternia Dreams, always a big booth. Lots going on there as well.
Yeah, you look at a lot of the toys that they have there, even some of them that they have, behind the protectors. Love seeing the small details that people still keep on those figures. Seeing KB Toys or Hills, seeing a lot of those old nostalgic tags. And hey, when they were 3 for $10, it was a great deal back then. But today they're a bit more, and hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. And that is a lot of fun seeing those tags. And again, a lot of times those figures are graded, the packages are graded, so you get a sticker on there, which is very. And again, when I do put my toy hunt out probably next week, you'll have an opportunity to see a lot of those things that we saw on display there for sure. As far as modern stuff goes, you're at a convention, you're paid con prices. Cons are going to con price. I saw some G.I. Joe classified that I've kind of backed off on. I just, in general, have kind of gotten out of military figures the last year. I pick and choose G.I. Joe because of that sense of nostalgia. There were a couple that I had as a kid that I saw there that I haven't seen in stores quite yet, but they are, available online. And you're talking, for a $24.99 figure, $32, $35, sometimes $40. I don't like to haggle. I'm sure if you haggle or package or do a bundle. So again, for the G.I. Joe classified collectors, a lot of G.I. Joe there, a lot of retro, old school, the original G.I. Joe as well. So if you're a G.I. Joe fan, I mentioned classified in the thumbnail, you're going to get a lot of G.I. Joe action, whether it's classified or the original stuff. But again, it's a con, so be prepared to pay or try to do a bundle. We're going to try to save some money.
Yeah, nothing wrong with trying to save a few bucks. I mean, if there's something where you really like an item, and you find something else that, hey, you're thinking about it, you're kicking the tires with it, guess what? Make an offer. The worst someone could say is no. But again, folks are here to do business as well. So keeping that in mind, obviously, never lowball somebody. Just, the politeness of the factor of making the deal happen. If you don't ask, you won't know.
Yeah. If somebody, and again, to add to that, put context to it, if somebody's asking $75 for a figure, don't offer them $25. Yeah. They're going to probably be offended that you even said that, and you're wasting their time. They're there to make money. That's the point of them being there.
Start the conversation off on the wrong foot. It's not going to likely go well.
Yeah. So again, just some con etiquette, I guess you could say, right?
Yeah, Connecticut.
We love Connecticut here at this
great state.
So yeah, just have some con etiquette there. Again, it's gonna know what you're doing, right? But again, so modern stuff. We saw a lot of classified. Obviously, lots and lots of Marvel Legends. I did want to make it a point to mention this. Have never seen this before at a show, actually. Maybe it's because I'm more of a novice. I don't know. But there was an entire booth that the gentleman selling off figures literally would sell an entire wave in a bag of Marvel Legends. So say the entire, I'm just throwing this one out there for argument's sake, say the entire Mindless One wave. I didn't see that one, but just say that one. All the figures loose in a bag with the Build-A-Figure for one flat price.
That's right.
And essentially, I think he said he's just trying to move product at this point. So I would say if you're coming tomorrow on Sunday, definitely try to get to that gentleman's booth, because that's a great deal if you're trying to really build up a Marvel Legends collection of modern figures. That was pretty cool for Legends. And otherwise, of course, you're going to have Legends at a lot of booths. I will say this, though, too, Six Packs. Not as many Marvel Legends-centric booths as in the past. In the past, there would be booths there where you could buy 6 Marvel Legends, get a 7th for free, things like that. Didn't see a lot of that this year. It was kind of more like, here's some Marvel Legends, here's some other modern stuff, here's some retro stuff. What are your thoughts?
All the eggs were not in one basket when it came to a lot of vendors, so you weren't seeing bulk quantity, albeit, looking at Mythic Legions, what they had. But a lot of the tables, a lot of the vendors can really diversified what they had to offer to the different folks. So if you're looking for Marvel Legends, sure, you'll find that. You'll find some G.I. Joe. Heck, I even found some Simpsons.
Yeah.
So you could find things across the board. But it just wasn't, all your eggs in one basket. A lot of folks brought different things to make sure that, look, if someone's looking for something unique, guess what? They might have it. So it really entices folks to come and visit.
Yeah, exactly. But again, coming to a show like this, the fun of it is it's the treasure hunt, right? You don't know what you're going to find, how good a deal you might get unless you look around. Another tip if you're coming tomorrow, if you're looking to dig through Lucy bins, be careful. It's not going to be as busy on a Sunday as it is on Saturday. It's more of a family day typically on a Sunday. But I would say probably wait till a little bit later in the day. If you're getting down on the haunches, getting down on the knees to try to look through those Lucy bins,
you got to watch. Yeah, the Achilles will get snapped. Someone's going to step on you. Somebody has a device with them. You might lose a leg. It's going to be all right, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's all about looking for the Lucy's. You're going lower below the tables, and that's where a lot of those entire waves were. I think they're in Ziploc quart bags. So if you're looking for things, hey, sometimes you have to get dirty to get the good items.
Yeah, exactly. But again, a lot of good deals to be had. And again, a lot of the booths, if you are willing to bundle something, they'll probably work with you on that. A lot of NECA there. Always like seeing NECA there. Again, NECA themselves were not there this year. They were in the past. But a lot of NECA figures. There were some. So when you kind of walk in, let's talk about the layout a little bit. So when you do walk in, you basically come in the front of the Fuge. There's a short line to get in. If you have a VIP pass, you go right directly to the line inside. If you have just a day pass, you can actually that's something to tell you too. When you're coming in, they did require you to show your ID along with your email that confirmed your VIP.
Confirmation, yep.
So they were very strict with that for obvious reasons. But you basically walk in, you go up several flights of stairs, you walk into the main show floor. You can go to your left, which is kind of a tighter area, which is more of a room, a smaller room, which has a lot of vendors, a lot of loose collectors in there, a lot of loose bins, a lot of Neckos over there, horror stuff. So kind of tight in there. Or you can make the right and go to the main show floor. You want to talk about the main show floor a little bit again?
Yeah, the main event floor, and again, this venue, it's not just used for toy shows like this. They have weddings inside there. They have proms and graduation events. So when you're walking inside, it's wide open, very tall, and again, it's a circular pattern, based on what training activities they did inside the building. So what you have is 2 lanes that'll travel an inside inner loop and then an outer loop. Both sides of those loops will have vendors. So when you're on that, you're looking for things up along the wall, and everything, all aspects, and every inch is really covered with a lot of what is offered. You have folks that are bringing in, again, all different things from Mythic Legion. You got folks that we saw Art the Clown. Art the Clown made a cameo appearance today in the back. But again, everything's in a flow pattern that just makes things very convenient and accessible for folks that want to be there. And you can do a loop, the inner loop and outer loop. You could cover that, with moderate traffic, let's call it that. I'd say within about an hour to an hour and a half. And if you want to come back again, like Disavowed was saying, later in the afternoon, if you picked out some different booths and some different vendors that you want to revisit and really kind of dig down into some of those Lucy bins, hey, then you have more time and it's a lot easier to do so.
Exactly. Rated M, hello. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry we missed you today. We were there again from 10:30 till, I don't know, maybe 1:30 on the show floor. We were upstairs a lot. There's kind of almost like a unofficial kind of YouTube, Instagram, or meetup that went on upstairs. We'll talk more about that in a little while. And then we went and got lunch over at Tranquility.
Tranquility.
Good
and the Ghostbusters were over there too.
The Ghostbusters were there. A lot of some cosplay.
26 of them.
And I'm pretty sure tomorrow, Sunday, it's a cosplay competition.
I believe so, yes.
Sundays.
Yep, in the afternoon.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So sorry we missed you, man. We'll be here tomorrow too. So if you're around, if you're nearby, feel free to stop by. We'll be walking around. Not the whole day though. Tomorrow, probably just in the morning, late morning to early afternoon until we get out of there. You got out of there by 10. That's why. Okay, yeah, we didn't get in there until about 10:30. Just with traveling, it took us about an hour and a half to get here with some stops and things like that. So sorry, I missed you, man. But yeah, so again, that's kind of the main show floor. And as we said, when you get up upstairs, so you're walking around the circular pattern. Then there's another set of metal stairs. Be careful of the metal stairs. They're kind of tight, kind of narrow.
Tight, it's narrow, yeah. If you have your bag with you on your back, just be mindful of that. You got some little ones running around too. I bumped a couple elbows into some noggins today. Didn't mean to. My apologies. But just be mindful. There's a lot of folks trying to go both directions on the steps. But yeah, it's tight. So again, pack your patience with it.
There also is an elevator, as you mentioned earlier, I think, that if you are in a wheelchair or you are, in a situation where you're not very mobile, there are very active, pretty big elevators actually that are well themed that are available. You can go upstairs to the upper section.
Yep, you have the individual elevator, then you have the freight elevator as well. So again, for a lot of the bigger events, are you going to be able to move things up and down? That freight elevator is really sweet.
Yeah. One of the cool things when you get to the top as well, top of the steps, you get a very nice overview of the lower section. Definitely a photo op.
Yeah, absolutely.
We utilize every year.
Yep.
Then you walk into basically a control center, which is pretty neat. It's very much meant to look like the original control center of the Fuge. Monitors, all sorts of older looking things, great photo op as well. You walk through a door into a bit of a narrow hallway. There's bathrooms right there on your right. When you get through, now you're basically having the option to go left or right. Left is into the left side room. That's where Eternity of Dreams was, as well as some video game vendors.
And that's where the freight elevator comes directly up to. So accessibility wise, it's going to take you right up into the heart of things.
Yeah, that's right there. And then if you make the right, that's where you'd see the Valiverse Action Force booth, as well as some other booths over the right side as well. So again, just booths everywhere, booths upon booths this year at the show. The booths. But again, a lot of fun with that for sure. One thing we mentioned earlier was a pretty cool meetup that went on. Again, I would botch and probably forget some people if I tried even to go through it. Of everybody that was there, I'll try again. If I forget you, I apologize. I didn't make my notes or anything, but Matthew Toy was hanging out. Dante Dark Troopers in was hanging out. Just Jay Hernandez was there from his YouTube and Instagram channels. Our friend NJ Tree was there, obviously. Toy Chase Tim was hanging out up there as well. Again, I just a lot. I'd say there were at least probably 20 people at one point. Yojo Jerk Brian was there. Angela was there. Toy Gains from our Thursday night show. The Toy Power. So again, a lot going on.
And oddly enough, we congregate near the bar.
Yeah. Right.
So there was a bit of a social going on for a little while there, but it was good to see so many familiar and friendly faces.
Yeah, Kirk K, cool seeing you. He's always on Dan Who hanging out in the live stream. So again, a lot of people. I know I didn't list everybody. I apologize. I did not leave anybody out intentionally. I mentioned Articulate Ninja was working too. He was kind of on the clock, so he wasn't hanging out as much. But again, I did not leave anybody out intentionally. If I left you out, I apologize. Just a lot of people were hanging out for the day that we interacted with and just kind of had a cool moment. Cool few moments actually.
Yeah, it was a great time just to see so many people. And again, it's rare to find one large congregation of all these people that frankly just like to talk toys and these things that we just see as plastic items that we have fun with. So it was a lot of fun to see so many wonderful faces.
Yeah, that's one of the fun parts about these shows is seeing the people. We lost that for up to 3 years.
Yep. So
the fact that that's back again, anytime I have an opportunity to go to a show, even if I'm tired from my week at work, whatever's going on and life's going on, I always think to myself, you know what, like we couldn't do this 2 or 3 years ago and I missed it. You never know what's going to happen. Not to mention just your personal health, family situations. Get out and have fun when you can.
Community makes figs fun.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
It was just you collecting. It wouldn't be as much fun for sure. As far as pickups go, what did you grab today? Some of this back behind us here.
Oh, well, here on the weather screen here. Oh, my gosh. Well, we got Triple H suited in a Lucy bin, of all things. Again, you got to get in the dirt to find the gold. We got a Triple H Lucy, and we got the Matt Hardy Basic Mower of Lawns. $1 a piece. All right, $1 a piece. I can't complain about that. A nick on it, so be it. $1 a piece, I'm not going to pass.
Yeah, great point. A real quick question here to address. Are they cash-only booths? Most booths nowadays, there will have like the square option or whatever.
Yeah, they do the PayPal, the Venmo, you just scan to pay. But a lot of times vendors prefer cash. So
yeah, and also I would add too.
That could give you some wiggle room.
When you're paying cash as well, you're generally going to get a better deal because you're not going to pay tax on anything. Really.
Yeah, when you're going through Square, a lot of times they're going to add the sales tax to it. But sometimes, hey, if you want to make the deal, cash talks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where you might say, like, this item is $50. If I pay you $40 or $45 cash, instead of using card, will you, hook me up with that?
Are you trying to bypass the IRS?
Never, not for a moment.
We love the IRS.
Take our money, please, right? But yeah, that's a situation where, always carry cash. I, when I go to these shows anymore, always carry cash with me. Not a lot, because I don't tend to buy a lot of shows. But again, I would say take cash with you. Not a terrible option. It might make a better deal for you and save you some money in the long run.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, as far as pickups for me, really none. I really didn't buy anything today, as I said before. Almost bought a few Joes, even though I'm kind of out of the military, as I said before. But couldn't get myself to pay that extra con price. I'll find it down the road somewhere. Had some cool hookups up here behind me. NJ Tree, good friend of the channel. Did find at his Ross. Is that like LB face here?
That's all right.
At Ross, did find the Sentinel figures. I only found one of these in my area. So he did pick up 2 of these for me. I brought one in because I might open it. I haven't decided yet. But that's up here on display. And then I just brought this Hand Ninja in because it was in my car. They're everywhere. But these Hand Ninjas, I bought them all apparently. So yeah, Hand Ninjas up there. I didn't buy it today.
What are you up to now? 46 or 57?
96, yeah.
You're close,
so lots of those in my collection. I kind of use them as doorstops at this point sometimes.
Well, you step on it, it keeps you honest.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them there. A lot of Hand Ninjas. But yeah, no other real pickups for me. Possibly tomorrow. We're going to see what's there. New stuff put out. Honestly, I'm kind of more interested tomorrow on the way home as Atizzle probably rolls her eyes. Checking 1 or 2 GameStops just because I'm trying to find that Power Princess for Marvel Legends. We went to one GameStop after today, and they had some of the wave there, but obviously she was not there. Some things I was surprised about today regarding Marvel Legends, at least. Did not see really anything like new. That could have been gone already. But I expected to maybe see like X-Men 97 Wave 2. That's hitting stores this coming month. Thought maybe people had got it early and tried to sell it at the show. Didn't see any of those. Other newer waves that I thought maybe even that wave. I didn't really see anything from that wave there. From that Power Princess wave with that build to figure. I thought that there might be some newer things, people asking more money for them, who might have pre-ordered them, got them early. Nothing really like that there that I saw. Even like Spider-Man Retro stuff, that's hitting soon. At these shows, sometimes people get things really early, however they get them, and then they sell them at a show. There's no street day if you're selling it at a show. And nothing like that really surprised me. Nothing caught my eye that was like new that people haven't found yet that they're trying to locate on the floor.
Yeah. Agreed. And when it comes to it, things are coming in waves and preferences. We see a lot of things on clearance in a lot of the big box stores. So going back to how Table's been diversified with a lot of their product offering being here today, they're trying to get you to buy something that you will like. Yeah. So you're not going to be bombarded and swamped with just one solo product or item. So the vendors are listening and they're bringing what folks want.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I get just a lot of product there. That's the best way we can probably sum up the show. A lot of people, a lot of product, which is a lot of fun. So as far as, I guess you would say, the different options for even getting tickets so people can know, at this point, I don't think it makes sense if I get a VIP pass considering it's one day left.
One day, no.
Yeah, so if you're going to come, probably look, you can buy tickets at the door. So you could, if you didn't buy a Sunday pass, you could come and pay at the door for Sunday pass.
It's $15, if I'm not mistaken, for Sunday. Today was $20. Tomorrow would be $15. But yeah, you get your full day's worth of exploration for something that you're looking for. Lucy, new on card, just take the walk and enjoy the atmosphere of the venue in itself. I mean, visiting and seeing the fuse, you get a taste of history in addition to your plastic nostalgia. Yeah, 100%. And even if you are looking at toy hunt outside the show, it is obviously a very populated area, which is good. So a lot of stores around. Everybody's always toy hunting Ross, right? There's a Ross that's about 5 minutes away from there. There's an Ollie's about 5 minutes away from there. GameStop 5 minutes away from there. Target, I think about 20 minutes. We didn't go to Target, but I think it's about 20 minutes away to get to Target. So again, if you're coming to the show and then when you leave, you want to hit other locations on your way home. Another one, Half Off Store. Correct. Yeah, a little bit further than we thought. We actually thought the Half Off Store was like 10 minutes away. It's closer to a 30-minute ride. But if you're driving an hour and a half, 2 hours to get here, if you're not aware of the Half Off Store, go watch Art G, because the Half Off Store gets basically almost all the Target salvage. So everything that reaches a clearance point that doesn't sell ends up there at a reasonable price. If you missed out on some figures, everything, NECA, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, G.I. Joe, they have it at the Half Off Store. So that's nearby as well. Archie is the half off guru. And I think that's what G stands for, is guru. When it comes to it, though, that store is outstanding with the amount of things that they have. And I got to actually find a lot of it was a Lex Luger chase I found in there. That's right. With WWE Legends. But when you're paying $6.99, hey, that's fine by me. Yeah, you can't beat that for sure. So, yeah, but again, other than that, I'm just trying to think. I saw Galactus HasLab there. That was on display. Yep. I mean, for myself, and being biased in this sense, I'm a big Simpsons guy. And there were only, I think, 2 tables that had Simpsons and the old Playmates versions, the interactive environments in the carded figures. I did not see any Super 7 Ultimates, which I was surprised, being that the line's discontinued, thinking people might want to try and grab those up before everything shuts down. But you never know. Tomorrow's a new day. We could find something new. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, it's nothing insane. It's what you'd expect to basically see there. But again, if you haven't gone to this show, a huge part of it, again, is just the ambiance, just the location itself. It's unlike any show you're going to go to. Typically, you're in some sort of either a gym or a convention center, depending on how big it is. It just has a different feel to it. All the old Navy / NASA props are on display, things like that. It's not 4 walls and fluorescent lights. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more than that. It's a piece of history, and definitely take the time to get here. Yeah. Also worth mentioning, if breweries are not your thing, Tranquility would not be your thing if you don't like that idea. They do have a concession stand inside selling like your basic concessions, like chicken fingers, I think French fries, that sort of stuff. Soft pretzels, the basics. Plus Monster Energy is there all weekend, and they're giving out complimentary energy drinks, the 16 or 20 ounce cans to all the guests. So if you're big on the energy drink, get yourself a can or two. Exactly. Just to clarify, 4 Feathers, Super 7's done doing Simpsons Ultimate figures and Disney Ultimate figures. They're still doing Ultimates of other lines. It's just that they evidently are no longer going to be making any Disney properties, which would include Simpsons, obviously like the Mickey stuff that they put out in the actual proper Disney. That would also include all of your Disney reaction 3 3/4 inch scale. Correct. Same with the Simpsons. Yeah. Simpsons. Troy McClure, Treehouse of Horror. Yeah, all that stuff. Roger Rabbit. It's still worth thinking about Disney and the Simpsons. It's just a match made in hell. It didn't work out well, and we're not going to get the whole family, unfortunately. Oh, that mouse. Yeah, so it's a shame they didn't basically get that entire wave out to everybody.
Piper Mama said, did you get to see that super sweet vintage Thundercats toy guide debuting there? Yes, I did see that. That was really cool. That was cool to see there for sure. And that's the sort of thing that, like, again, it's cool to the show. You're going to see different things there you're not going to see elsewhere. Also worth noting, if you're a comic book fan, Jim Steranko was there. Jim Steranko, a very famous original Marvel, I should say original, but 60s, 70s era Marvel Comics writers. He did do some art as well. He basically reinvigorated the Nick Fury character, which I'm a big fan of Nick Fury here on the channel, if you didn't know that. So he was there signing, doing autographs. You had to pay for it. It wasn't free.
Yeah. I
want to say it was like $50 to get something signed. He's got a lot of good stories. I've heard him talk over the years. He's a Pennsylvania guy, I think out of the Reading area or Philly area, something like that. So he is a local guy. So he was there. They really haven't had somebody of that stature there in the past regarding like comic book or writer or artist. So that was kind of cool to see. I did not partake. I didn't need to do that. But it was neat seeing somebody there like that. Also, I don't think we mentioned the show exclusive figure.
We did not.
Okay, so apparently hard to get this morning. They do it more tomorrow, earlier in the morning. They basically did a Mythic Legion Zolocon crossover figure, 4 Horsemen, Mythic Legion crossover with the Zolo style skull or skeleton figure. Looks really cool. Just J. Hernandez just posted a picture, a hand photo of that, which looked really neat. Almost enough to make me consider getting it, but I'm going to stick to my guns on that and not pick that up. But it definitely looked pretty cool from what I saw. The people did get that, but you had to get there early to get it.
You did. Yeah, and that was really what the line was, I think, for a lot of folks coming in. What was their, purpose of getting there so early? Get the exclusive. Get there early, get the exclusive, and a lot of folks were on their way, which, again, you get there early, it's going to be packed and busy, but as the day progresses, things lighten up.
Yeah, exactly. And again, a lot of great, independent toy companies that were there putting out new figure lines. I'm not well versed on them, so I'm not going to try to talk about them. It's not that I think they're cool. It's just that I don't know much about them to sit here and wax poetic.
There were some tables. I mean, they had some 3D prints. We saw some of the furniture. There was a nice red recliner there, which I thought would be great for Elvira. She could prop up and she'd be ready to go. But, something like that, you see a lot of folks that are coming with unique items. It's just not all your things that are in-box or carded. A lot of things are coming from the creative, independent side of things, where someone's taking an idea and rolling with it. So,
a lot of dios as well for sale, which is cool to see. That's always something where if you're looking to really kind of, enhance your collection other than figures, picking up a diorama is pretty cool. So a lot of 3D printer you mentioned, dio artists had things for sale there on the floor as well. So a lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff that was there. Anything we're leaving out, you think?
Oh, inner circle, outer circle, upstairs, the side rooms. There's something there for everyone. And you could be 8, you could be 80. You will find something that matches and pairs perfectly with your childhood. So you got to go and find out. I mean, you could find the great things on the top shelf, just like walking into a store, or sometimes you want to dig in the dirt to find something unique. Something will be there.
Yeah.
Something will be there for you.
Yeah. So come prepared, come ready to spend money because you're probably going to see a lot of things you do like. I will say as well, if you do see something you really, really like, I like to wait on things just because it's how I am. I consider my options. But if you see something you 100% want and you do not hate the price, just get it. I know Atizzle saw something she liked, but she's probably going to get sad I brought it up now, that she thought about, came back a couple hours later, it was gone. It was sold already. So again, typically I don't think vendors will hold things for you unless you intend to buy them. So you can't really say, like, can you hold it while I think about it? Because they want to sell it, right? Yeah. They want to sell things.
Money talks.
Yeah. So if you want something badly enough at one of these shows, just grab it, pick it up. If you're unsure and it's one of those things where it's hit or miss, maybe think about it and come back. And if it's gone, that's money you didn't spend, which might be a good thing as well, which isn't that bad.
Keep in mind the price point of what you're going to, set aside for a specific item. If you're coming here looking for something and it's within that range, don't wait. Just buy it because you'll regret it when you come back around and you see that it's not there. And even with a lot of the one-off or specialty items, a lot of times, look, if you see something that's a one-off production, it's unique, there's a good chance that it's not going to be there just because it is so unique. We were talking about the dioramas and furniture pieces. Some great talent out there. So sometimes you just can't let it sit on the table. Pick it up, get it for what you want.
Exactly. If you did do the VIP pass, you were gifted, or as part of your admission, you were given with that some sort of like random figure or
A Hess
thing.
truck.
Yeah, NJ Tree, friend of the channel, was given a Hess truck in his bag
With the batteries.
and a car. I thought, yeah, I've never seen somebody get a Hess truck before at an event like this.
Well, it's not Christmas. It doesn't seem right.
I got some form of GI Joe, like an older GI Joe, not like original wave GI Joe, but something probably like a rerun from like the 90s or the aughts or something. What was it you got in your bag back there? I think it was
There's a Zolo. It looks like Merman.
back
Somewhere up there, yeah.
The green guy, or in here somewhere.
Yeah, the green guy.
Yeah, somewhere on the entire shop.
He's up there.
Yeah, he's there somewhere.
Next to Barney.
So that's kind of a cool little thing too. I mean, you never know what you're going to get. It's not going to be anything super valuable necessarily, but it's something. It's something for getting that VIP pass. And I believe you also do get early bird the VIP as well. So
you do get an hour, I believe, access early.
Yeah. So tomorrow and Sunday, if you wanted to get in early to try to get the best deals, or get the best stuff that's put out there, or get a better crack at one of the exclusive figures, would be to probably get the VIP. Again, personally, I wouldn't do it for one day because you're paying for 2 days for one. But if crowds are not your thing, you prefer to get it early anyhow.
Yeah, it's a great option to have.
An option.
You could walk in there, get your things done, before the mass rush in. But yeah, it's a great option to have, and especially for folks that might be on a tight schedule, either with personal life or work. That gives you a little leeway as well to get inside and enjoy things.
Yeah, exactly. Besides that, we'll probably get ready to shut it down here for the night. We're getting up early tomorrow to go see day 2 or day 3, however you want to classify that first pre-show day. But it was a lot of fun walking around Six Packs.
It was, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure as always.
Yeah, so Six Packs, tell the audience where they can find you at.
So on Instagram, over on TikTok, look for Six Packs and Knickknacks. We've got a YouTube channel that we're slowly building, not a priority, but I love the conversation and community of the toy world, especially with Disavowed here. It's always a pleasure to get back here at one of these shows again and just talk shop. So that's the best part about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. As far as I'm concerned, if you're watching, you probably know what my channel is, but if you don't, here on YouTube, Disavowed action figures, weekly toy hunts, live streams, sometimes reviews, things like that. Every Friday, Infinite Equation podcast, hanging out with Dante at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Infinite Equation channel. New show we've been working on Thursdays on the Yo Joe Jerk channel with Yo Joe Jerk Brian, and also Toy Gains. That's been a lot of fun. That's on Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're new to my channel, you might say we don't see your face very often. I don't really show it in toy hunts because I figure you want to see toys. I do have a head attached, believe it or not, but I do weekly live streams. So I'm on the internet, face on camera all the time. It's just a matter of, if you're watching primarily toy hunt videos, that's where you're not going to see me on camera as much. I'm trying to show you what you want to see, which isn't this, right? But yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It does not cost you anything. And it helps us grow the channel tremendously in March to 6,000 subscribers. While you're at it, go ahead and click that bell for notifications. That way YouTube will notify you and tell you when we post new content here to the channel, like our weekly toy hunts, reviews, and live streams. Leave a comment down below, hit that like button. And for daily toy content and daily toy updates, try check us out over at Instagram and Twitter at Disavowed_12. Hey, everybody, if you're going toy hunting this week, please try to remember the 3 Ps of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Take care. Stay healthy. We'll be seeing all of you
At the pegs.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Cheers.
If you're coming tomorrow, come say hi. We'll be here for a few hours in the morning.